Hello, and welcome back to the Guns and Glory Show. The pastor betrayed me, and he might have gotten me into a whole lot of trouble. I don't know yet. I'll let you know once I find out. As many of you guys know, I have made the claim that when I go to church again, when I return to church, and when I start reading the Bible again, I wind up getting in trouble. I get screwed in some way. And people are like, no, it doesn't work that way. I say, yeah, it does, and I'll prove it. Watch the channel, watch the playlist. You'll put it together. There's a pattern here. So this time, well, you got to believe in spiritual warfare, don't you? So this time, I'm going over to the pastor's house to do some counseling. He told me I could bring some laundry because my washer's broken. I want to talk to him about Exodus 22:2 because it's written on my garage door and on the front of the garage. And 22:3 seems to contradict it. And I want to talk to him about, salvation. How could I be saved and be so mad at God at the same time? But when I was at Clarkston First with Russ Reamston as the pastor, I was saved and baptized. I believed it. Every bit of it. But I want to talk to him about it. I said, how am I saved and have this happen? If that's not a religious discussion, though, I don't know what is. And anyway, so right about the time the pavement, to get to the content of the story, the pavement turns to gravel. I see this girl parked on her bike, waiting for her mom, who's a couple hundred feet down the road. I see her mom down there. She's kind of cute. Well, I rev the engine at her because, the car's loud and I'm feeling kind of flirtatious. So I wasn't expecting to catch anything, right? But I've aggravated a couple of girls with the Camaro. It's funny. Anyway, she got really mad. Like, this is weird. Her teeth came out, and she tried to run out in front of the car, so I jerked the wheel and everything. Obviously, you just do that instinctively. She was probably too far away anyhow, but whatever. You just jerk the wheel. Anyway, this initiated a slide, so I corrected it, went the other way. It's kind of fun. I was mad because she threw her phone at the car, right? And she hit my door. So I'm like, I got to talk to her about this. So I turned around, stopped the car. When I stopped, I was facing her. I expected the Karen to come over here and start marching and give me the what for. I'm thinking this is going to be hilarious. So I'm getting the phone out, ready to make a video of her and put it on my YouTube channel. And no, she's got her phone, videotaped me walking the other way, screaming at her kid, go, go. I'm like, okay, you're nuts. I'm leaving. So I turn around. Pastor is parked down the road a few feet. And so I parked next to him. He said, what was all that? I said, I don't know. I made this girl mad somehow, and she threw her phone at me and hit the car. I was pissed. I worked really hard to paint that car and to pay for it and everything, and I don't have any money. I can't fix that door. I was mad. But he was mad at me for being mad, which is messed up, which is what we, went to his house to talk about for the most part. I said, wait a minute. Now, this girl started a fight with me. You take the compliment. I didn't start a fight with her by revving the engine at her. That's a compliment. She threw her phone at me. I took some damage, and yet I left without speaking to her, without giving her the finger or anything else. I revved the engine. I was mad. Suppose I got that right. She's messed up my car now, and I ain't got a way to fix it. But he was upset with me. I'm like, man, you're nuts. And he's like, no, you got to repent for that. I'm like, well, I can repent for the anger, maybe, that I do have. That's why, it's the kind of thing I'm coming to church for. But he was upset with me. Well, yesterday, it was the day before yesterday, because I've been thinking about this for a while, whether to put it on YouTube. The state police show up at my house. I'm working on the other door trying to fix the window in the Camaro. State police show up, and he was a nice guy, and he's like, this girl says she threw her phone at your car and hit it. And I was like, she confessed to that? Really? Was not expecting him to say that. I figured she would have left that out. And I think they're trying to get me reckless driving or something, felonious assault. I don't know. Because he's like, you're trying to scare the girl. I'm like, no, I was trying to flirt with her, and then she made me mad. I was going to talk to her about it, but then she went the other way, so I left. And I was thinking, you know what? The pastor must have talked to him, because there's no way to figure out where I live. I was too far away for her to see the license plate. Maybe from a photo, but I doubt it. It was too fast. Anyway, it was too fast by the time it happened to the time the cop got here, so he must have told him my address. And as the police officer was leaving, there's a difference between a cop and a police officer, a big one. He tried to trick me. He was like, so you're just trying to scare the hell out of her, huh? I'm like, no, man. She had her phone out. She was leaving and didn't want to have anything to do with me, so I left. So he left, seemed to be satisfied with that, but I don't know if I'm going to face charges on this or not. But the pastor broke the law. You see, when you're talking to a pastor or a counselor or I think a doctor, there's a couple of groups of people like that. They're not allowed to speak on those issues. It's in private. It's in confidence. And that's what I believed when I was speaking with the pastor. During the trip, we'd been texting and at his house. So he shouldn't have said anything. I texted him. I said, you both broke my trust and the law. And if that lady presses charges on me, I'm gonna press charges on you for that. And you lose your license to preach. So you need to really go talk to her or something. But now I'm all nervous about it. And although I'm not mad at God at all, he didn't do it, I don't think. I mean, I think maybe he set the situation up. I don't know, because he says he's got power like that. So I'm not sure. So I'm not going to be mad at him. But right now, I'm not about to go get the Bible back, because I asked the pastor to hold on to it for me as I quit. I didn't want to, have an attitude because I quit smoking. And I said, when that's done, I'll come and get it. But I'll never go back to the church again. And I'll never seek counseling with a pastor again. I'll talk to my friends or my family, but I'll never, ever go back to church again. No. Now, the Bible, if nothing comes of this to me, I'll go get a Bible and I'll start reading it because I really want to. I feel bad for not doing it, but I got to protect myself at the same time. The sermon podcast, I'll start doing that again. I used to listen to that about 8 or 10 hours a day. I really liked it. But anyway, I think I made my point. I'm just frankly nervous.